This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to our review of Rick and Morty Season 9. And honestly, I didn't even attempt to watch this on Cartoon Network since I don't have that through cable anymore. And I was just gonna wait to start streaming. I watched it like a week ago, and I mean, it was a fun season. I just kind of watched the show casually. It's not something that I'm like completely devoted to, but it's just fun to watch. First episode, the Matrix episode. I mean, it was a fun episode. Like a nice percent where they just ask for them to borrow the phone charger and it works. So yeah, honestly, it was. I mean, it was a fun episode, but that was really all I have to say. Next one, the entire thing was Space Breath Adventures. Yeah, that was. I mean, that was another fun one, but not too much to say. Then the next one, where there's it's just like a Rick and a bunch of Mortys trying to prevent the Citadel from being recreated. I mean, it was a fun episode. Bunch of alternate versions, and the adventure was fun. Not my favorite one, but I think they did a solid job with it. Going to the next one. Honestly, I didn't like this one too much. The Easter Bunny one, I feel like, yeah, it just felt like it was just over the top and it was just really dumb. Next one was a lot of fun. The one they're on cryo sleep and they are, and what's called they're trying to impersonate these people who actually fake their own deaths and were going to rob everyone. And it just causes this basic entire civilization collapsing, and eventually after them losing all their money they were Buddhist crisis began and they were all basically forced to become equals. I mean, it was a fun episode and one of the better ones of the season. Next one with two Beths becoming kids. I mean, it was another fun one. I don't really have to say that one was, yeah, it was fun. It got a little chaotic, and I think the B plot on this one was way more fun with the entire kind of like messed up theme park and the apocalypse ends up happening at the end. Record than Fiction. This one is honestly, this is really only good for one reason, and that is the entire James Gunn and Zack Snyder thing. It was hilarious to see Snyder and Gunn voice themselves and be like mockingly critical about their own movies and their styles. It was just honestly a lot of fun. I think they did a great job with that specifically. But yeah, honestly, it was probably one of my favorite ones just for that one scene. And then also James Gunn being like the antagonist of this until he realizes it's a good thing, and then he gets killed at the end for having actually a good story and just showing how just absolutely corrupted Warner Brothers is and how much just everyone hates them. I mean, it's not as big of a dump as South Park is taking on Paramount, and because I do not want to get political, I am not touching that with a 29.5 foot pole. Although, I mean, it's really funny what they're doing in terms of just trying to screw over their network, but like, I'm not going to be talking about any specifics of that because I do not want to get political here. Then going to the next one, honestly, this was another really fun one where Jerry basically travels throughout the universe and has to go on all these insane adventures. It was a lot of fun. This is another really like solid episode, and it was really good. I'll also talk about the last one quickly. It was also kind of talking about how it's just so hard to make consistent movies in a franchise, and yeah, I mean, it did have some things where it's like, yeah, maybe you could be a little later on them, but also just because you say it could be better doesn't automatically mean it's going to make it better. It's pretty hard, so I think it was pretty balanced on both of those. Then going to the second to last one, the Summer and Rick one was fun. Didn't really enjoy the Morty one too much with his son. And finally, the last one. Honestly, it was a solid episode with Rick kind of trying to deal with all these relationship problems, and then the memory versions of him and his wife kind of messing around with Beth's head was honestly pretty interesting. And then for also temporarily killing Space Beth was interesting, but I felt like it was pretty obvious that they weren't gonna keep that as a permanent death. But yeah, honestly, it was a fun season. It was, I mean, not the greatest thing ever, but I mean, that's the first thing for me. I think that specific fans of this show specifically would enjoy it a lot more, but personally, I think it was pretty fun. Also, not sure if this is correct, but I think this might be the first one where Morty isn't being like completely obsessed over I think Jessica specifically, or really any girl in it. But yeah, honestly, I mean, all the characters were fun. It was a fun season overall. I had a fun time watching it. Yeah, again, this isn't my favorite thing ever, but it's just a fun show to watch. So yeah, honestly, I want to know what you think. Please leave me in the comments, and I'll see you next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the force be with you.